I have made this intro like 20 times, and I keep saying it is January 28th. No! It is December 28th, 2009. This week we're going from 2009 into 2010, and we're talking about our year. What goals did we meet in regards to our health, our weight loss, and our personal life? What have we learned on this journey, and where are we going in 2010? Where are we going with all of those aspects into the next year? Resolutions and review. So now that I finally did the intro correctly, this week we're talking about our goals and our weight loss and our health. What did we meet? What did we accomplish in 2009? How are we moving forward? And what do we wish to accomplish in 2010? And what have we learned along the way? For me, 2009 has been an incredible year. I started losing weight as a New Year's resolution, in fact, January 2008. And all of 2008, I started eating a little better. I eventually switched to non-processed clean eating. And I started exercising, which is something I've never had any sort of like for whatsoever in my entire life. And I began to like it. In 2009, I have really gone above and beyond my own expectations, but I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm just sort of on the path and proud of where I've come from and how far I've come so far. This year, I took my workouts outside of the gym. At the beginning of the year, I was able to run at about a pace of 3.5 miles per hour, which I know is really more jogging, but for the weight I was at and the health I was in, that was running. And I was able to run for up to 20 minutes with one walking break for like a minute in between the whole 20 minutes. And I took it in February outside one day when it was snowing, and I ended up running for 50 minutes at like 3.5. And I started to maintain that time of 50 minutes and try and push myself faster and faster. And I got up to, in the spring, running at about 5 miles an hour for an hour, hour and a half. So I really took my running into the whole next level. It really was running, and it was to the point where I was going to start entering 10Ks, and I was hoping to work up to a half marathon by the end of this year. Then with moving, I didn't end up continuing running for a long time, and now I'm back to it. But coming back to it, I'm still able to run 4.8, 5, 5.5. Sometimes I'm running at 6.5 miles per hour, and I can run for 30 to 40 minutes, and I'm fine. So it's really exciting. I took my workouts out of the gym, and for me that is huge because I feel like I am a runner now. And I don't do it consistently enough, or I would even say powerfully enough to say, like, I'm a runner. I'll never be a competitive runner. But you know what I mean. Going from barely being able to jog to running, especially running outdoors, is a huge step for me. I also really pushed myself in the strength training area. I started doing kettlebells. I learned that I can have muscles. I also learned a huge thing, which still is life-changing for me, which is that I can use my hands. They're still disabled, and probably I'll never be able to do, like, rock climbing the way other people can do, but getting into rock climbing and working on that area of my body, that strength, that endurance, has absolutely changed my attitude toward what I can do. So this year, in terms of exercise, it's actually been really great, even though I totally collapsed and didn't exercise for months through my move, and then when I was first in California, I feel like I've made huge progress. In terms of my health, I went from being overweight to being a normal weight, and I saw my resting heart rate drop about 10 beats per minute. My resting heart rate when I started losing weight was 90. At the beginning of this year, it was around 70, and now my resting heart rate is 55 to 60, which is incredible. It means I'm getting healthier. My heart is happier and can pump blood more easily, so it doesn't have to work as hard anymore. Also, when I would run at 3.5, my heart rate used to get up to like 190. Now my heart rate doesn't get up until 190, which I try to not go above that ever, until I'm running like 6 or 7 miles per hour. So, yes, in terms of health, I'm doing extremely well. The fax machine is ringing, I'm sorry. In terms of mindset, I think I've finally started to see myself as thin, and that's huge. I still have a lot of body dysmorphia going on. I think I'm a lot fatter than I actually am because I'm so used to being fat. I just sort of still see myself in that old body. but I'm starting to see myself as thin. I'm starting to see a dress on the rack that's like an 8 and think, that looks like it would fit me. Whereas before, I would always pull off 12s and 10s and then realize that those are too big. So, I don't know, this year has been really, really good for me in terms of sort of coming to a realization about where I am so that I can move forward. So 2010 for me is about athleticism. I'm still 15 pounds from my dream goal. If my dream goal is 145, I'm maybe almost 20 pounds from it, but my weight right now is between 160 and 165, and I don't even know where it is right now because I haven't weighed in weeks, but my goal is to get down to 145, 150, which is like the last 15 pounds, and I guarantee you it's going to take the whole year to get there, if I can even get there within this year. I'm going to keep just thinking I can. But my goal this year is to become an athlete, to become athletic, to genuinely be active in an intense way almost every day of the week, between running and rock climbing and kettlebells. I want to get to a point where I am muscular and I am really strong. I want to drop my resting heart rate even lower if possible, and I want to work on my food. Toward the middle end of this year, I tried becoming a raw foodist. I did it way too fast, autoimmune toxicity and all that problems. Then I went crazy and completely off the deep end and was eating worse than I ate when I was at my highest weight. You know, I don't know. But what I'd like to do is over the next year, slowly transition into being at least 80% raw consistently all the time. So this year for me is about becoming athletic, really working on getting that exercise in and loving it, and making goals such as joining races or joining groups going on rock climbing trips to the mountains. And I'd like to become a raw foodist. Over time, slowly change my habits, learn sprouting, really work on learning recipes for raw foods so that I have the whole world of raw foods open to me so I can actually make that transition in a healthy way and make it something I can do for the rest of my life. So that's my review. I'm sort of glowing with light right now. I've been in Seattle and it sort of really helped me put things in perspective because honestly, the last time I spent a significant amount of time at my mom's house was when I made my very first YouTube video last May of 2008. Oh, wow. So anyway, how have you done? I want to know. We'll be talking about this all week. We'll get to hear from Natalie tomorrow, and we'll have our new weight loss loser, Allison, on Saturday. So I hope to hear from you in the comments, and I will see you next week in 2010. Happy New Year!